Hello and welcome to another First Glimpse video. This is for the Traveler book. This is a print-on-demand book through Drivethrurpg. I want to say this was $20 or so, and I think you got the PDF as well. Took a couple of weeks to get here. This is essentially the first couple of books of the Little Black Book series, the Classic Traveler, put into a larger book form. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Again, this is from the, probably 1981 or so. Guess there's nothing there. 1982 for this book. Traveler came out in the late 70s, so this would have been like a reprint version or some such. But you've got your character book, combat, travel, starship, design, space combat, encounters, vehicles, guide to adventuring, and to Darlene. So let's go ahead and we'll just kind of flip through. We don't need to show every page on this. It does come in at, 159 pages, roughly. And it's very much black and white, just like the old books. There's a few splashes of color in here, but don't expect like what you get in the current Mongoose offerings. It's nothing remotely close to that. So let's just kind of skim. See, there's a little bit of red right there. So here's just kind of explaining what is Traveler. And again, this is back when role-playing was relatively new, and so you still see it in books nowadays, kind of teaching you what the game is, but this definitely holds your hand through the whole procedure of what a Traveler game is and kind of what to expect and anticipate. As a referee, the types of things that you might need to be responsible for. There's a section here on NPCs. And then we get into character creation, which honestly is one of the best parts of Traveler, is building your character, starting with the UPP, the Universal Personality Profile, which is a series of 6 numbers or values. Sometimes if it goes above 9, you'll get a alphanumeric. You'll get A, B, or C. A being 10, B is 11, C is 12, and so on. And this is for your character's characteristics: strength, dexterity, endurance, intelligence, education, and social standing. And then it talks a little bit about getting skills, mustering out, aging, all of the things that we've come to know and love in Traveler. There's a list of the skills, and you've got definitions of those skills, and then here's your table. So it's definitely different from like the Mongoose, the current Mongoose 2nd edition, as far as how it's presented, but it's essentially the same game. The big difference that I've noticed anyway is with weapons. Combat is very different, but character creation, it's pretty similar. And this is, of course, the game where you can die during character creation. There are mishaps and life events where bad things happen. And here would be getting into combat. And again, we'll just kind of skim through this. Combat is basically a skill check. Got some great pictures of weapons here. Earlier Traveler definitely had, I think, less of an emphasis on combat. Far fewer weapons, armor, things like that than you might see nowadays. I think part of that is just kind of the era that it was in. If you think back to like late 70s, early 80s, you had the Alien movie, you had Star Wars, you had Star Trek, things like that, but you didn't have a lot of like Starship Troopers or things where there's, significant military engagements and whatnot. So yeah, you used a matrix for weapons. When you would attack, you would cross-reference the weapon and the armor to find out what the dice modifier was. Very different from how it is today. And again, we're just going to skip through some of these pages. Just give you an idea of what the book looks like and kind of what to expect. Now, am I going to play this? Probably not. This is more just kind of for my reference library. I've always wanted the Little Black books, but Again, I'm not going to play them, but it's nice to have the information in a physical form. Getting into jump drives, here's kind of the templates for the worlds, the UWP that you see in new Mongoose systems. You know, that's preserved. So you've got, I think this showed back here. Yeah, here's like the UWP for Terra, and here's the explanation for the UWP, telling you, you know, what you might see on that world. That's a cute little bit of artwork there. They didn't spare the black ink, did they? Yeah, we'll just jump through encounters, a lot of tables, equipment, here's vehicles, psionics, and then we get into the referee's guide to adventuring. Different ideas for adventures, campaigns, and then breaking up some ideas, you know, the lady in white robes, different patrons or people that might send you on adventures or give you those adventure seeds. Very cool. And then the guide to the universe, to the Imperium at the time, kind of showing you how the subsectors work. That's still very much the way things are nowadays. Yeah, then here's the Regina or Regina, depending on where you're from. Subsector, here's the list, the UWPs, here's the map. Very, very similar to what we have now, you know, almost 50 years later. So not a whole lot has changed, as you can see. And then we get into, you know, where to go from here, additional supplements, additional books, adventures, things like that. So this should have been books 1, 2, and 3. You can also get book 0, the Introduction to Traveler, or you can get the Mercenary as book 4 and High Guard as book 5. And then you've got all sorts of adventures and supplements, the JTAS, things like that. Very cool. I'm excited to have this. Again, I'm probably not going to play Classic Traveler, but I just wanted to have this kind of on the shelf and just as a reference. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.